Hey everybody, it's Austin Ward for Lettermen Row. We've got one more BuckIQ to start looking here at this signing class. It's been a couple of months, and we let this guy kind of slip through the cracks for a little bit, and he did in the recruiting trail as well. Jaden McKenzie, kind of a late addition for Ohio State, but this kid looks like he's got a ton of potential, Zach.
His recruitment's the same way we followed it here on Lettermen Row, right? Slipped through the cracks, kind of the last guy to join the recruiting class, last guy for us to break down, but it's a kid that I am really excited about. I know the Ohio State coaches are really excited about. This is a big dude who has a great pass rushing ability, great usage of his hands. He comes in and you can see on tape, this is just a big guy who dominates the play. Granted, we don't know how good North Carolina football is, but he's playing against some big dudes that he's able to use his power, acceleration, make plays in the backfield, and kind of dominate a high school football field.
I would think too, Zach, that you look at the situation for him with the rushmen. He doesn't have to play right away. Now, you can if you're good enough. Like Zach Harrison, if he's going to jump in there as a 5-star, maybe he'll get on the field. Jaden McKenzie, you look at the defensive tackle position where he's going to be. You don't have to jump in there right away with Togiat, Vincent, a couple guys we broke down a couple weeks ago.
And that's, I couldn't agree with you more. This is a guy that can kind of sit back this year. He's got 4 or 5 great guys in front of him that he's going to be able to learn from. But at the same time, Larry Johnson likes to rotate his guys. And this is a guy who kind of brings a little bit of a different dynamic. Some of those guys that we mentioned are great 3 techniques, great nose guards, but some of them lack the pass rushing ability that Jaden McKenzie has. And so it could be something where he could see the field earlier than expected, just because he brings a whole different dynamic to him, being a bigger dude, but able to still get after the quarterback and not just be a two-hole gap kind of guy.
All right, enough of us. Time to get to the fun part, just with you breaking down Jaden McKenzie on film, seeing what Ohio State.
I'm excited about this kid. I feel like.
I think this is going to be worth it. We're going to pop on some film. Let's go ahead and roll the tape. All right, Zach, the normal caveat obviously applies. We don't know everything about North Carolina football, but you can see this kid. You can see the physical material that he's working with, and it's pretty impressive. He pops a little bit for a defensive lineman, Jaden McKenzie.
He does. The first thing that pops off film is just he's a physical dude on the field, right? He's a big guy. You saw him use his hands in that first play. I love this play right here, right? Uses his hands, gets the strip sack, and then I think he gets up and puts up. Look at this. Right there. Just knocks the dude out, right? So, this is a kid that a lot of high school kids, you see them running around the field. They don't have that physical aspect. They don't use their hands well. This is a guy that looks like a polished football player. You saw the acceleration once he got in the backfield. Maybe he can get a better first step, but that's going to become, that's going to be a thing that Larry Johnson works with him on. That's going to be something that he's going to get in the weight room, working in Coach Mick's weight room. But this is some backside defensive end. This is a big dude making the play on a backside double pull like that. You don't find that very often, right? Especially a lot of kids in high school, they don't have the reaction skills to say, hey, gave the ball, double pull, I need to stay tight on his hip and go. Yeah, God, he's a big dude.
And some of this stuff is part of the nature of it. You're going to have to project. Like, he's not going to play defensive end for Ohio State or Larry Johnson, but you're looking at some of this anymore with the 3 techniques and Draymond Jones, and I don't want to make any comparisons at this point, but Ohio State wants guys who can rush the passer from the interior. This guy seems to have some of that ability coming out of high school already.
I couldn't agree with you more. This is your prototypical 3 technique, but the difference with him, and you can see it in this film, is he's a pass rusher, right? So many guys, you had, the big Hanks of the world, right, that are amazing players, but they're hold guys up. This is a guy that can run, sideline, look, backside, run sideline to sideline. He's great with his hands. He gets a pass rush. This is a guy that, like you said, you don't want to make any comparisons, but a guy like a Draymond Jones, man, or I'm even throw out, he's a North Carolina kid. You throw out guys, from that area. Dexter Lawrence went to his high school. That's a big dude that can rush the passer. They can make plays on the inside. That's athletic. This kid's, I know he was a late offer guy, but I've actually talked to some of the people within the Ohio State facility, and they're excited about what he can do.
Yeah, he's got that. We hear that sometimes. We used to hear it from Urban Meyer. We'll probably hear it from Ryan
Here
Day.
he goes, man. Go!
that winning state championships, being part of successful high school programs is an important part of it, to guys that know how to win and help teams win.
Run this back real quick. If you run this play back real quick, this is exactly what you're going to see him do at Ohio State. He's lined up inside, he's in a 3 technique, not on the outside. Look at this.
Oof.
Great with his hands, gets the pushback, runs down the line and makes the play. That's an all Big Ten play right there. I mean, that's what I saw Jonathan Hankins doing when I played at Ohio State. That is not easy to do for a big guy.
That's the kind of play that Larry Johnson just offers on the spot when he sees.
I couldn't agree with you more. That's what college coaches look for. Guys with relentless effort, right? This is a guy that takes on plays from the backside, runs them down, doesn't stop. Like, look at that. Takes on 3 blockers, makes a play. That is what college coaches look for. I've actually not watched his entire film, but after watching this, I'm on the bandwagon like the Ohio State coaches, man. This kid is going to be big time here at Ohio State.
Mark Pantoni's sold now. Zach Boren is sold. Larry Johnson's getting a good one here. Ohio State. This guy was only a 3-star, but sometimes those work out being the best ones for you with something to prove.
I'm telling you, there's a lot of 3-stars, especially over the last 10 years, that have come through Ohio State that have been big-time players for this university.
Yeah, Darren Lee can certainly relate to that. Yep. To name just one out of a dozen or so, worked out. So it was great to see this film with Jaden McKenzie, Zach Boren breaking it down. Looks like there's going to be a lot more opportunities for us to talk about him down the road. For Zach, I'm Austin Ward. This has been Lettermen Row, BuckIQ.